As you may already know, I'm Kalista OTP and I've done some crazy climbs on her, so I know a thing or two about her interactions and matchups. Because of that, I've decided to make support tier list for Kalista players. ADCs are already delusional enough and only complain when the support blind picks an age. And instead of crying, they should just get their shit together. And yes, I know, Kalista is in a very bad spot right now and having to play with Mr. Paint Eater on bot lane doesn't help, but I don't care. So let's get right into it. Alistar is a great fucking support, boring level 1, but anything after that is just tons of fun with all the engages. At least for the most part. He is also fucking great for diving, so if you get pushed, just go for it. He can tank the tower for 10 minutes and then you can still keep him alive with ulti. Literally amazing, no? The only reason he doesn't deserve an S tier is because some lanes he won't be able to do much even if you play it correctly. A tier. Okay, this one is just straight up disgusting, in a good way. His entire kit is just broken, and combined with Kalista ulti, you just get free kills left and right, while also having immense impact in late game. Definitely deserves an S tier, because his only weakness is how much glue does the player sniff on a daily basis, and he would have to be going way over the quota for it to matter. Now, Bard. He is great with Kalista. He has slow on auto attack which combines great with Kalista W and you can get some really good setups. Only problem is, Bard players usually roam more than the average support. Good for the team? Sure. But you're kinda left alone having to stay under the tower farming. All in all, he deserves a B tier. On top of it, if you know some wave management, you can easily set up ganks with your jungler and Bard E. If they listen, that is. Time for the silly one, blitzcrank. He has decent early game and utilizes Kalista potential quite a lot since, well, he forces enemy ADC into a 2v1 situation just to fist them right after. He also still has silly interaction with Q and Kalista ult, where you can pull someone twice the range. God, I love doing that. He deserves A tier just for that. I'd put him higher, but honestly, he doesn't have nearly as much peel, meaning Bat Hook can put you in more danger than your average ADC, since as Kalista you do want to be rather close. Brand is a mid-B tier. Nothing too special about him, just your average mage support. If you like playing with mages, he will be good to lane with. And if you don't like playing with mages, skill issue, because you probably have no clue how to set up your support correctly. So I highly recommend checking out my video about it. So I will not deny that some of those players have severe mage damage. Braum is really fucking good support. I think he is literally one of the best supports for Kalista. Shield that blocks everything so you can play like Psycho, slow into stun from auto attacks, and broken ult combo that can help you chase down even the biggest bullshit. He deserves to be very high in the S tier. Also, Braum players are usually chads with Monk Mental, so even if you're losing early on, they will keep the spirits up. Next one is Galio. One word. Mediocre. He has okay engage, but the peel part is just not really there. I mean, it is, but not in a way you need. Doesn't deserve more than a C tier. Janna, on the other hand, deserves an A tier. No doubts a strong synergy. Her Q can both engage and disengage, and she also allows you for free trades with her E. Plus, a lot of Janna players are unhinged, and they actually do trade a lot themselves, so that's a nice bonus that I respect. Karma is basically the same, just better. I think Karma deserves the very top of the A tier, if not bottom of the S tier. Just like Janna, she can engage and disengage with her empowered Q and E. Speed from the shield also allows you to chase everyone for free, and she can literally run at enemies, take half their HP, and then just force them to stay on a leash for you to just finish them off. Who wrote it? What? Same goes with Leona. Though with this one, engages just hit differently. Just go in, enemy can't move at all, and you kill. And it applies even more after 6. She deserves to be in the S tier because she can engage from 2 screens away with her ult and you can just yeet her wherever you want. Leona players are also a little bit silly in the head and they always play as if they are already full build and have no care in the world. So, perfect. Now Lulu. A lot of people are underestimating how strong enchanters are with certain ADCs, and Kalista is no different. But I'm gonna be honest, Lulu is fucking broken with her, so much so that I'm putting her in an S tier. The attack speed she gives is just broken on Kalista. Why? Because it gives you a lot of flexibility. You could take PTA, lifesteal runes, maybe even change up your build and get more raw damage, Or if you don't care and still play the usual stuff, oh, you're for sure getting too glad with that 3 attack speed. And her ult? Well, some people forget it reduces the attack speed of enemies around, and since you wanna be in everyone's faces, seems pretty good to me. Well deserved S tier. Lux. Lux is another boring ass mage that deserves the bottom of the C tier. I hate her, you hate her, nobody fucking likes playing with or against this champ, and if you play Lux, at least have the decency to play it on mid lane. Sincerely, all ADC players. Now, let's get back for a moment to real supports. At least while we still have mental, since more mages are coming in. Maokai is another very strong combo with Kalista, since he doesn't really have commitment issues. Once he goes in, you're fighting. I'll put him in an A tier since he allows for really good engages and disengages, which is exactly what Kalista needs. The only problem with Maokai is that as Kalista, you might have a bit harder time setting him up, but that's about all. Okay, I give Morgana the mage pass. He does have strong synergy with Kalista and is quite a good support. Except that champ itself is just shit. Her Q is hard to hit, but once it lands, you are definitely getting some poke in, or you might even get a kill. And the shield just lets you run at enemies as if you were an actual tank. I would say high B tier is reasonable, especially since you can combine your ults in a silly way. Now, Nami. This is such an underrated combo, it's beyond me. If enemies are squishy and you go Hail of Blaze with full damage, it's pure pleasure. She gives you E, movement speed, and you just one-shot everything from level 1. Absolutely broken. Also, you can combine your CC, so definitely a bonus. She is an A tier by default, but if you can actually allow yourself to go for one-shot build, she might just be low S tier. For the Nautilus, there isn't much to say. Literally best support ever. The very top of the S tier. Insane engage, silly tankiness, and can 1v1 ADCs while peeling you. Just broken as fuck. And someone would really need to be talented to fuck anything up with this champ. To be fair, I have seen some people showing off their insane skill on him, but it's so rare. Legit, if your team comp consisted of 3 Yuumi players but your support picked this champion, it's so OP you might as well try and coin flip the game. Boring. C tier is the max I can give him. Okay, all-in potential with mediocre peel. You won't be sad about getting him on your team, but you won't be happy either. He only sets up the kills and then just becomes another top laner, so not much substance to it at all. At least Pantheon players can point and click their W, otherwise it would be rough considering the average Pantheon player.
Maybe Pantheon is just broken and you just fucking press W on enemy while 2 levels down and you just spear them in the head.
For the Pyke, I think he deserves to go to a B tier. Now, this champ is definitely very strong in the early game and he does have good synergy with Kalista, don't get me wrong. But the problem is that Pyke falls off in late game hard and you definitely need to have a really good understanding of matchup to make it consistently work throughout the entire game. Okay, I'll put him in A tier because most people don't even know how to play against it and the lane is free most of the time.
Fuck, elo is this again? I saw 2 Grandmaster icons by the way this game.
But he's only A tier if you know how to set shit up and you know when to combine your ults versus when to just let him be silly so you don't get dragged into questionable fights. Now, Rakan is a completely different breed. Deserves an S tier, no discussion. This champ is fucking busted, and combined with Kalista, it's extremely fucking strong. Not only can you throw Rakan into entire enemy team so he can charm everyone around and then knock them up, but also if Rakan knows how Kalista works, he might just be good enough to use W a lot more. This way, he puts pressure with possibly landing the W, but also even if he misses it, he can throw an auto attack to procure W. Every single time, and then just back off with E. There is almost no counterplay to that. Rell is another strong champ that deserves an A tier. He has very good build early game with very silly engage. The moment enemy walks up too close, you most likely get a kill. Oh, and let's not forget the insane fucking synergy in late game. So, you know how Rell combo is mostly reliant on flashing in? Yeah, you basically allow her to skip that with your ult. And if you have some more follow-up, it's absolutely disgusting. Honestly, she might even go to an S tier, but the problem with that is that her engage is very short range, so a lot of champions can make her laning phase very annoying. When it comes to Senna, I don't think she deserves to be too high. She can be a good support for Kalista, but it's very situational. For some reason, Senna players don't really know that they can actually play aggressive. Like, look at it, we are pushing, enemies are 1 HP stuck under the tower, and Senna is just chilling behind me. Fucking ridiculous. If the player base was a bit smarter, then I'd put her in mid B tier. And I mean it. Senna players are just, how do I put it? Well, I guess I shouldn't be saying that. Riot had to buff Senna ADC a lot for people to start actually experimenting on her. And who would have fucking guessed it? She was already good there, people just never fucking bothered to try and itemize her. So it ended up in basically reverting the buff. Seraphine... I haven't seen this champ in ages. But surprisingly, I had some really good experiences with her. She has extremely good engage after 6 and can combo ults together quite well. On top of it, you can slow enemies down for her to stun them with E for free. She also scales really well, so late game teamfights can be really clean if she hits that ulti. But I still think she deserves the bottom of the C tier, just because most Seraphines can't hit their abilities and don't know what wave management is. Ew, what the fuck, where's their shaco? On Twitch too, what the fuck? I'm not even gonna comment, absolutely useless. They are so anti-synergy with Kalista that if someone picks it, you just insta-dodge. Okay, with this one I'm tiny bit biased. Shen support is okay with Kalista and he deserves low B tier, but my recent experience with a certain Shen that run my lane down started taking my CS. So my Shen just fucking pushed that neutral wave and never helped me, made me quite hate the champ. Also my Shen is trying to 1v1 enemy top laner. I think I don't have to comment much in here. Extremely boring early game, she will most likely die multiple times and flame you, and then scale into mid and late game flaming you even more, because now she is useful and you're not. I've seen only one Sona player that played well. Funny enough, they were an ADC that filled into support, bottom of the C tier, right next to her clone. For the Soraka, I have mixed feelings, but I think she can be in the top of the C tier max. I have seen some crazy good Soraka players that were more aggressive than some of the Nautilus players, but they are very rare and they can't always play aggro either, making her very situational. Now Taric is actually tons of fun. Gotta love playing with the champ. His ult helps you deal way more fucking damage, so your mid and late game are actually saved. On top of it, jumping into enemies to stun them is very satisfying. I think he deserves an S tier since he helps you in disengage and you help him with engage. Great synergy. Thresh, my beloved. Champion with literally everything ADC needs. Engage, disengage, shield, poke, and an airline. All in one. In theory, this champion is one of the best supports for any ADC, Kalista especially. He definitely goes into low S tier. Why low? Sadly, Thresh isn't exactly an easy champion, making him not as consistent. Even I would fuck up plays on him and in the games. And I'll just give you a little sneak peek on my lore. I used to be a crazy Thresh one trick and I initially wanted to make content playing him with very silly nick Shampoo My Lantern. I also had a face for Katarina during that time. Next one is Velkoz. He deserves a B tier because he is very unique. He might just be another mage, but first, no sane person would actually play him. So if you see someone picking him, you know they are OTPs and gonna do some crazy shit because Azap is definitely doing his job well when it comes to teaching geometry. And second of all, you can allow him to overextend in his ult. Let me explain. Kalista ult doesn't interrupt casting abilities, so you can use ulti and he will be pulled back in only once he finishes his ult. In the meantime, you can just take a walk, get a girlfriend, have a family, be happy, wake up, and he will still come without his consent. Isn't that great? Xerath is another basic bitch mage. Bottom of the C tier because someone would really have to know how to throw abilities, which might not be as reliable. And yes, just like with Velkoz, you can also extend his ulti. Now let's talk about the cat in the room. Some call me crazy, some call me unhinged, and others apparently call me bottom. But I'm only two of those. I guess also depends on the patch. Wait, where was I? Yeah, I genuinely believe Yuumi deserves a fucking B tier or even A tier. And before someone sends me to asylum, hear me out. Kalista, as we already know, relies heavily on support because they dictate a lot what's gonna happen during the laning phase and they will be deciding if they wanna peel you or not. And in most cases, they don't give a fuck. And with Yuumi, the problem is gone. They are literally stuck with you the entire time, meaning it's in your hands when you go in for a trade, how you play out the fights, when you reset, all that shit. So you basically have double the normal impact as Kalista, and if you really do know what you're doing, it should actually be somewhat free lane. And yes, you need to put slightly more effort yourself, but it's hella worth it. So the only problem is your skill issue when the cat decides to leave you because you suck. But if that's the only problem, the sponsor of today's video will definitely help. Skill Gap is a free app that can help you improve your mechanics without having to spend hours on ranks. It has a lot of mini games to help you with whatever you need the most. You can also get premium version to have access to even more features, and if you use my link, you will also support me. Link in the description. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, no, never mind, take me back. I said take me back! I don't care. I fucking hate this champion so much. I don't give a fuck if he's S tier 99% win rate on every lane. I put him at the very bottom of the tier list just because I despise this shit so much. Nobody fucking likes to play with it. If you play Zilean, yes, that's the exact reason nobody likes you in real life. It's not too late, just stop playing it. No, but really, like, this shit just does nothing except annoying both sides. You'll make sure to bomb the fucking wave and potentially die for it, because why the fuck not? You want to push? He decides to bomb the air because why not?
Yes, thank you for bombing those minions, it definitely was very useful. Now we have no bombs to actually shoot the wave.
You want to kill enemies or escape? He does not give a fuck. He will not speed you up when you need it the most, and of course, he will do the most unhinged plays ever that make absolutely no sense.
No, we're not going there.
Oh, and let's not forget his cringe-ass ult.
What is my Zilean doing? Why is he going into... Oh my god.
Just remove this champion already.
You can do it, you can do it. You can.
Riot already removed 2 or 3 resurrects from champions because they were just so broken, and this shit is still in the game, like why? Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Okay, that was a bit intense. On to the next champ. Zyra is yet another mage, but to be fair, at least she is more interesting than other champs. You can combo your ults pretty well, making her a more appealing option compared to Lux. Still C tier though. Now, I haven't played much with Taunkain support. Fortunately, I got a game or 2 with him recently, so at least I know what the hell I'm talking about. More or less. He can be a decent support since his random all-ins allow you for really good trades, and well, the champ is just disgusting too. The only problem starts when he decides to save enemies by ulting you when you're about to rend them. I think he deserves C tier max though, since it's rather situational pick. Renata is another champ where I have mixed feelings. In theory, she should be an amazing support for Kalista. Great poke from combined attacks, poke, shield, and can give you a few extra seconds to finish off enemies. But there's one problem. He requires some brain to play. And the problem is just like with Thresh, most supports just wouldn't know how to maximize her potential. With the exception that she is squishy and will probably die a lot. So you might as well sacrifice her when needed, since she is gonna die anyways. She is strong, but I just had way too many encounters with this champ where people didn't know how to press W correctly, and games just went to shit. Even if the player does have hands, I think she deserves B tier at most. For the Swain, I think he is decent support. He has safe engage that allows for consistent proc of your W, and if Swain is smart, he can also use his E and W to peel you, and is definitely more consistent compared to other mages. On top of it, after 6 you both get really funny. His ult is still doing things to enemies while he is pulled in, making for a very funny interaction. Nico is another ult combo funny strong support. I've played with it quite a few times and combining ults is very satisfying. That with good poke and CC can actually set up your laning phase really well. Better than other mages that is, because she doesn't really poke minions as much, so you have much more control over everything. And since she has built-in auto attack buff, it mind controls the players to trade more, so you get more value from your W. Low B tier. Zac is next champ that I almost never see. I think I've played with it like 3 times in my life and each time they were silly. I do see the potential of all-ins and combining ults. Still, I think he deserves C tier at most, because if he misses his E, there's nothing you can do about it. Trade will most likely go to shit. Ashe is surprisingly okay. Most of the time you'll be bullying enemies unless they pick some silly engage that just gaps your support. She makes it easy to proc your W, can engage with ult, and pretty much no one can escape you because of the funny slow. If you get an early lead, you should be set up until the late game. Still low C tier though, because it's coin flip and she doesn't give you much peel. Milio is okay. I know in theory he is good because of the increased attack range, field and poke, but honestly, he deserves to be really low on the tier list because I don't think I've had a single good Milio as support in my entire life. So yeah, it happens. Okay, fine. Sylas deserves to be in B tier. He is a good support, but he is legit mixed between a mage support combined with Pyke. Good engage, can peel a bit, deals a lot of damage. The main problem with him is that he is reliant on what enemies pick. Other than that, he works okay with Kalista since the all-ins allow you to proc your W most of the time, meaning all the trades should be won, and surprisingly, he isn't too much of a coin flip. When it comes to Poppy, well, it's a pretty bad support for Kalista because you want to go in and Poppy just pushes them away. Makes no sense. Not like you would ever even get her as support in the first place, since enemies will make sure to blind pick this shit into Kalista even if it means first timing her. But maybe that's for the better. C tier. Camille is another boring bruiser like Pantheon, except if she fucks up all in, she's dead and you're useless. C tier is max I can give her. Less blank, another mage, another boring lane. At least she is a bit better with Kalista compared to others. First, she can actually safely engage, so it's already pretty good. Second, she is extremely annoying to enemies and can set up all-ins for you. So I'll put her slightly above other mages in the C tier. Okay, I know I didn't put in few champs in, but I did that because I don't think I've ever seen any of them, or it's just so bad that it's not even worth mentioning. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. Okay, I think that will do it.